ओके, तो आज हम जानेंगे कि वेस्ट एशिया रीजन और वेस्ट एशियन कंट्रीज़ कौन कौन सी हैं और इसकी इम्पोर्टेंस क्यों है। तो सबसे पहले अगर हम देखें इस वेस्ट एशिया जो कंट्री है या जो वेस्ट एशिया रीजन है, इसकी इम्पोर्टेंस इसलिए ज़्यादा है क्योंकि अ, अगर हम वर्ल्ड लेवल पे देखें तो वेस्ट एशिया रीजन में जो मोस्ट ऑफ द कंट्रीज़ हैं, स्पेशली द कंट्रीज़ दैट आर near to the Levant region, like here, these countries are very conflict prone countries, and in a simple term we can say that this region is most bloodiest region and geopolitically most active region of the world, including Flanders region of uh, Belgium, like region of the LOC region between India and Pakistan. So this region is a very active region, geopolitically very active region, and there is a continuous turmoil in this region. So that's why it is very important to know what is West Asia and what are the countries that included in this region, and how the term there are various terms that is being used to designate the region. There is a nomenclature of the region, so there is a chronology, there is a genesis of the term of the Middle East. Like some scholars have used the term of the Soasia, some have used the Middle East, some have used the MENA region, like Middle East and West Asian region, and some have used the WANA region, like West Asia and North Africa region. So before going in depth about the West Asia, it is very important to know which countries are are included in this region. So first of all, let's see what is the extension of this region, especially the West Asia and North Africa region, because I am very much concerned with this region. So in geographical term, we can say that this region is located, or their extension is from 13 degree north to 42 degree north, because there is a uh, very high mountainous region, like Elburz and the Pontus region, that is mountainous region. And generally it is said that the region that are uh, south of the Pontus and Elburz mountain is being referred to as West Asia. So uh, but there is a not a exact definition of the region, and it remains unclear. So the use of the Middle East first arose in the early years of the present century, particularly with reference to the area around the Persian Gulf. Here is the Persian Gulf. So why this concept of the Middle East, or the West Asian and the MENA region? Why this concept arose? So it arises during the Second World War, and that was basically the region was concerned with the region of the Persian Gulf countries, and it was then a logical intermediate definition between the Mediterranean region, means the region that is very near to the Mediterranean region, means in context to the Europe. So the region that were very near to the Europe were regarded as the near east countries, that includes the Levant region, the countries like Syria and Israel, that is present day Israel. So this region, like Middle East is the intermediate region, means the middle part of the region that were designated as a very near countries, or very near east, that is that is with concern with the context to the Europe, and the far east, that is the countries like China and Japan in the in the Pacific Sea. So although the position of the Indian subcontinent remained anomalous, and after 1980 it was taken up by the British forces as a continental level. So if we talk about the term Middle East, who coined the term Middle East? So it was in 1902. It was the Alfred Thayer Mahan, an advocate, and where he was a very we can say he was the first uh, naval geostrategist, and he popularized the term of the Middle East, and he has not given the name of the countries, which country will be included and which country will be excluded from this region. So he has not given any specific countries, but he was concerned with the countries that is very adjacent to the uh, Persian Gulf. And why the concept of the Middle East came into being, and it was came into being so that there was a discussion between the European countries and the US, and during the discussion the British naval strategy in relation to the Russian activities. At that time, the Russian activities and the German activities in geopolitical sphere was very active, and they were wanted to include whole of the Middle East. That was very important with respect to the with perspective to the geopolitical scenario at that time. So there were a project that was going on at that time, so that they can reach to the Baghdad, that is in Iraq, from the Berlin. So to uh, curtail, to restrict the expansion of the influence of Russia and Germany over the region. So they came to the conclusion, and they have designated the area or the region very adjacent to the Persian Gulf as a uh, Middle East. So the concept of the Middle East for the first time came during the discussion that were going on, that were carried out by the Alfred Thayer Mahan, A.T. Mahan, and the British naval geostrategists. So up to 1939, the West Asia, that is the southern West Asia, was divided into Middle, Near, and Far East. But as I have mentioned, that the Near East that began in the Balkan countries, means before the 1920 and 21, the whole of the region was known as the Balkan region. So, and this the Near East was that region, and the other region, that is Middle East basically included the countries that is near to the Caspian, or the surrounded to the Caspian, and the Afghanistan, Iran. So these countries were included in the Middle East. And the Far East, as I have already talked, that the countries like China and Japan and Taiwan, the other island countries in the Pacific Ocean. So this was the concept, or the nomenclature that were first introduced. And after that, the with the time, there were continuous improvement in the nomenclature and the definition of the West Asia, as it was if you see at earlier stage, it was not clearly defined which countries will be included. Like at present time, there are 17 countries into West Asia, and the countries like Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco. These are the North African countries that are included in the West Asia and North African countries. So, if we include whole of the region in a single unit, like West Asia and North Africa, that is known as one region. So there are, including Egypt, there are 21 countries. So there are various scholars who have defined with their knowledge, and according to their knowledge, and they have excluded and included various countries in their definition. So there are if we go to the genesis of the nomenclature of the West Asia. So before the A.T. Mahan, there were some work that were related to the West Asia, some archaeologists uh, who have traveled to the region for the various discoveries. So they have also described in their studies about the West Asia, like Thomas Edward Gordon. He went 2 years earlier to the Eti Mahan in 1900. He had published an article in the journal The 19th Century entitled The Problem of the Middle East in 1900. Gordon didn't especially delimit or define the region, but his concern was with the Afghanistan, Persia, Russia, and the British India. So, an epoch making geography like the Nearer East, published in 1902 by another scholar, D.G. Hogarth, an English archaeologist who knew the region from the inside, helped, help to fix the term and define its limits. So, we can say that there are various scholars who have tried to give the exact term to the West Asia. So most of the scholars have used the term Middle East, but they have not given a proper demarcation or delimitation of the countries of the Middle East. So regardless of who was the first to use the term, it emerged at the beginning of the 20th century in reference to the British geopolitics. So if we use the term Middle East or West Asia, so there are two very ideal concept as to who will use and who is using the West Asia and who is using the Middle East. So the the person or the people who are geostrategically related to the Europe, especially the Britain, as we know that whole of the West Asia and the Middle East before the 1942 and 41, whole of the West Asia was controlled by the Britishers. So we can say the Middle East term is a generally and basically and most purposefully were used by the Britishers, whereas the West Asia is generally spoken by the Asian countries, and the West Asia is very much concerned with the Indian subcontinent, whereas the Middle East is concerned with the Europe. So the British journalist like Valentine Shirol helped to popularize the term and the idea of the Middle East in a series of letters entitled The Middle Eastern Questions, published in the Times of the London in 1902 and 1903. So till now there is uncertainty and ambiguity in the definition of the Middle East. Here are some scholars that should be mentioned, and for the purpose of the accurate knowledge regarding the nomenclature of West Asia, it is very important to know who have given which the scholar who have given the idea and their perspective and their motive behind the idea and the term of the Middle East. So it is very important to know their definitions. So first of all, we can have and we will see that like I have mentioned some here is the some scholars who have given the term. So it is a but it is according to their timetable, according to their chronology. So first of all, we can say Eti Mahan. As we know, everyone considered Eti Mahan as the first scholar who have defined the term area West Asia region as a Middle East region. And after that there is a Gordon. As I have mentioned, Gordon is a very important scholar who have popularized the term Middle East. And after that there is another scholar, Fisher. He has written a very important book in 1978, and he has included Libya, Sudan, and Cyprus. So in present time, we generally escape the whole of the Libya, Sudan, and Sudan region, because due to their not, and we generally include the Libya but exclude the Sudan, and some scholar include the Cyprus also, because Cyprus is a very adjacent to the Levant region, and more than 40% area is occupied by the Turkey. As before the fall of the Ottoman Empire, whole of the Cyprus was under control of the Ottoman Empire, but as the during the fall of the Ottoman Empire, the Greek have occupied and they have contested for the Cyprus island, but there were war between the Turkey and the Greece, and in that war there were some land area that were given to the Turkey and some were acquired by the Greek. So there are another scholar like C.S. Kuhn. C.S. Kuhn has have included Morocco and Pakistan. But in a present time we are not including Pakistan in Middle East region. The another scholar is the P. Loren. P. Loren, he has also included in their definition Iran, Iraq, Arabia, and Afghanistan. So we are not including now Afghanistan in the definition of the Middle East or West Asia region. The another scholar is D.G. Hogarth. He has given the term the Nearer East, and the another one is the Akon. Akon is a he coined the term the Hither East, and the last one is the G.B. Creasy. G.B. Creasy is a very important scholar because he has given the given one of the famous term, or the we can say acronym, that is SWASIA region, Southwest Asia region. So this was the very brief history and the history of the nomenclature of West Asia. So in this video I think it is enough to describe the region. So and the last we can say that the whole of the West Asia, if we see demographically, if we see the whole of the West Asia and North Africa, they include they have more than 500 million population. It means there are large population that are residing in this region. So in the next video we will discuss another topic related to West Asia. Okay, and thank you for listening me, and thank you for cooperating. Please like and subscribe the video if you like the video. So encourage me, or if you like the video, it will be very encouraging movement, and I will endeavor, that will give a endeavor, and that will boost to go for another video. Thank you for listening me.